Okay, this is the next step in the lab setup guide. We're working our way through the setup guide for the Microsoft Official Academic Course Lab Manual, installing and configuring Windows 10 in preparation for exam 698. So before we can get into the actual lab work, so this will be lab 1, we have to go through the setup piece. And we are up to installing and configuring the LON-CL2. And so far we have completed the setup of the LON-CL1, and that was Windows 10, and then the 4 Windows Server devices, the domain controller, the router, listed as a router, and then Server 1 and Server 2. That's what we have so far. So now we're going to get started by creating another virtual machine. And we're going to call this okay, and then next, and next. Two 048. Use dynamic. Next. Private network 1. Next. $60. Next. Browse. Next. And finish. Okay, so now we're going to go here. Oops. And right click and connect. And then start it. Sometimes I feel like these lab setups go on and on and on and on and on. We're actually only on page 24 out of 30. All right, let's go and click on Install Now. And then Accept. And then Next. Custom. And Next. I cannot stress the importance of making sure you've met the hardware requirements before starting these labs. It has made a huge difference going from the 16 gig of RAM to 32 gig of RAM. Generally at the 16 gig of RAM, I maxed out at, once I got past that 4th machine, I tried to add that 5th virtual machine. My system slowed way down. So when I found out we were doing these 8, and I looked at the minimum requirements were 24 gig of RAM, I immediately went out and got that extra 16 gig. So now I have 32 gig of my RAM on my computer, and like I said, there's been a big difference. I'm going to pause this while we wait for this to install. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and click on Yes here. And yes again. And skip. And we're going to skip this for now. And we're going to do admin. And then next. Password. Next. Password again. Next. Next. And no. Just accept.
RxC scan next to your name. What's RxC scan next to your name?
That's the other class. There's two classes.
Oh, that's the class. Okay. I'm crazy.
No, it's okay. It's been a long day.
It is.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and right click on here, open network and internet settings. Ethernet. Okay, change adapter settings. Left click, right click, properties. IPv4, properties. 172.168.0.41 tab. And DNS 172.160.10. And then OK, and close, 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 close. Now, before we do anything else, we want to the next step is going to be to join the domain. We have to turn on our domain controller, which is right here. I'm waiting for that. We're going to go and go here and right click. We want to go into system. We want to find let's try this from a different angle. All right, we're going to do restart later. There we go. So we're going to do change here. It's not going to let me add the domain. So I'm going to have to restart. Okay, we'll restart. And then we'll add the domain. So I'm going to put this on pause while we wait for this to boot back up. We're just going to turn this off for now. Now we're going to do the Lon CL3. Okay, while we wait for that, make sure I have checkpoints. Okay. I'll go ahead and pause the video while we wait for this to install. Okay, it's starting its reboot, so we want to go into Media, DVD, and eject ISO. Now I want to go ahead and get started on the next device while we wait for this. So right click, New, Virtual Machine, LON-CL4, Next, Next. $2048. Use dynamic. Next. And next. $60. Next. We'll get it started. I'll go ahead and pause so the next screen comes up. Okay, so I have CL3 finishing up the boot up process back to Windows. We're trying to finish up that install. And CL4 also finishing up its install. I'm going to stop the video here. The remainder for both of these is going to be the same thing that we just did in CL2, and that's to assign the IP address and then add it to the go into the system, the group settings, and you're going to change the computer name and assign it to the domain of the adatum.com. What I'll probably do is pick up after both of these finish with the next video, and we'll go back through those and just make sure that everything is assigned properly.